Hi everybody and welcome to a Sunday Flex and Reflect, Sunday Sit Down. Apologies, last week I was up in Sydney for a 2-day conference and I forgot about this. So there was none last week. Sorry about that. It was just so busy. I missed my plane and it was not great. Anyway, so I've got 4 questions I'm going to answer today. I figure that I've got 11 questions, but I'm going to answer 4. This one's very honest from someone. Says, how do you stop being lazy and making excuses? Well, I think it comes down to energy management. So we all have the same amount of time in the day. We've all got a degree of energy in our bodies. But what I find is that once you start to get into the habit of making excuses and being lazy, and whether you say to yourself, yeah, I'm lazy, then that breeds more of the same. So what we need to do is find a way to break that habit. Now, what's going to keep you breaking that habit and getting out and doing things and stop making up excuses and procrastinating and doing that type of thing is you need to decide. You need to make a decision as to why, if in your words you're lazy, why are you no longer going to be lazy? And I think the easiest way to do that is to say, well, what results am I getting from what I'm doing at the moment? So if you're lazy, if you're making up excuses, it means that you're not getting out the outputs that you could. So maybe you're getting out these outputs right now, but you've got all these possible outputs over here that you could be getting out, but you're not because you're procrastinating, you're being lazy, maybe you're sleeping in too long, you like through the day your energy levels aren't great and you're getting home at night and it's like, well, you're just sitting on the couch or doing nothing or whatever, where you could be doing those things that would help you get into a rhythm of you're no longer making excuses. So first thing is you've got to decide, and I think for me, where I've got to those places in my life, I've said I'm sick and tired of feeling X, feeling lazy, or feeling like I'm not getting the results that I want, or feeling like I've got too much toxic energy in my life, or whatever it is for you. So in these instances, if you are saying that you're being lazy and you're making up excuses, to me it's implying that it's to do with your health and wellness, and you're just not doing the things that you know that you should be doing. So decide why you don't want to do that anymore. Look at the results that you were getting and use that as fuel to say, well, I want to get much better results than this. I deserve better results than this. And then just pick a small task and maybe start with going for a walk and say, all right, I'm going to walk 3 times a week. I'm going to walk every day. I'm going to get up in the morning and I'm going to do it first thing before I do anything else. Get your walking clothes, your shoes, and everything, putting them at the end of the bed, put them in the doorway of your bedroom or something, so you cannot leave the bedroom without tripping over them, seeing them, say, oh yeah, that's right, I've got to do this. And look, honestly, I believe it takes around 90 days or so to form a sustainable habit for you. So it takes a while, right? Otherwise, nobody would make up excuses and no one would be lazy and everybody would be living the life that they want. But given that you've asked the question, well done. Do the things that I've said and just find those little things that you can implement consistently over and over and over and over every day. Just those little things. That's what we want to do. So start with there and keep asking questions. Keep checking in. Right, the next question. This is what is your thought on taking the weight loss injections versus weight loss surgery? What I would add to that versus having a healthy lifestyle. So the weight loss injections here in Australia have become something more topical lately. I've got some clients that are talking to me about it. I have people that I have one client actually that uses it, and to be honest, it's not. Look, I'm no doctor, so I believe the ones that are available here, and that, look, they change names all the time. And a lot of the time it's the brand name and everything, but the ones that you may have heard of, Ozempic and Saxenda, I don't know if I pronounced those right. Now, essentially these weight loss drugs, how they came about, my understanding is that they were finding some new drugs for people with type 2 diabetes, and they were finding that, I don't know if you like, a side effect of some of these drugs was they're injectable, was weight loss, and significant weight loss for some patients. So then I think what they've done is they've tweaked it a little bit and say, okay, well, how do we just make these just for weight loss? And so I think they're the only ones available in Australia, but I could be wrong. Effectively, what they do is they act as like an appetite suppressant, and I think it's also what they're like, the fat absorption and that kind of stuff. Again, I'm not a doctor, and I don't really purport to understand all the science behind how these injectables work. But bottom line is that there are injectables that need to be administered, like prescribed by your doctor. I believe that there needs to be some overweight, like at least one health issue associated with it before they can get it. So let's just say that I wanted to go and say, hey, I want to lose a few kilos, and they say, well, you don't have any other health, like medical related issues. They're not going to do it. They shouldn't give it to me. So there's got to be something else. So maybe it's hypertension, maybe it's type 2 diabetes, or something like that. So the other part of that question was about weight loss surgery. So there we're talking about bariatric surgery, which is normally the one that I'm seeing for people that maybe need to lose 30, 40, 50 plus kilos, is the gastric sleeve, where like 2/3 of the stomach is physically removed from the body. The other one is the gastric band, where it's a band, they put it around your stomach, and they pump it with saline and stuff, and it shrinks it, so the food getting in is much more difficult. So therefore, it's physically forcing people to not be able to consume as much than they previously were. So what's the bottom line there? I always talk to people about this. Let's just say that you are the way that you are now, and then effectively just like that, or in a matter of weeks, that you now have a new body, and maybe you're a lot slimmer. I've got clients that have had the surgery, and they've lost significant amounts of weight. But unless you change up here at some point, you haven't changed anything. And I hear people tell me that what they see in the mirror, even though like you and I might look at the person and say, wow, yeah, they look slim, they look great, whatever. But the person still sees the old person that they were, because they haven't changed anything yet. And then it comes down to the lifestyle. So if you haven't made any fundamental decisions around now living a healthy lifestyle, all you've got is an unhealthy lifestyle in a slimmer body, and you're not going to really be addressing what I believe needs to be that sustainable, healthy lifestyle. Now, I've got clients that they come to me because they say they've had the surgery, and they now want to learn how to do the strength training. They want to learn how to eat properly, because if you've had the bariatric surgery, for instance, you absolutely need to understand what are the nutrients that you are missing and that you need to get in every single day. And it requires more focus to make sure that you are doing that, because there's only a smaller amount of food that you can be eating. So we've got to make sure it's got the right protein, nutrients, vitamins, etc. So they are, honestly, they are procedures that I don't recommend for people, because I would rather them change their mindsets and develop over time the healthier lifestyles and get the results that way. It's the harder, slower way to do it, but I'm setting people up for success for the rest of their lives. So does that mean these others don't work? No, but what I see is people that go down that path, I'm generalizing here, want the physical outcome as opposed to the lifestyle outcome. That's a common thing that I see. So I would love to work with more bariatric surgeons to help them work with their clients to set them up for success for the long term. And in fact, they should be, say, working with me for at least 12 weeks so that they can establish that lifestyle before they have the surgery, so that they've already got that rhythm. So again, that's that 90 days. So I think it's an important conversation you need to have with your GP. I would say, what is your motive for doing it? Obviously, the question was specifically around the injections versus the surgery. I would say before you even get to that, check in with what's your lifestyle like. What can you clean up there first? Hopefully, you've got a good relationship with your GP. And if you were asking those three alternatives, healthy lifestyle, injectables, surgery, hopefully they would say, let's get this right first. Do that for 90 days, make some changes, connect with me, and let's see what we can do first, rather than focusing on how can I get this off fast, because that's not a great answer. But obviously, from an invasive perspective, the injectables are not as invasive as the others. Some of them are daily. I think one of them is daily, one of them is weekly. You've got to do them yourself, just like diabetes, I believe, injecting them into your tummy. But who knows, like any of this stuff, I mean, I don't know, who knows what the long-term effects of this are, but I think about here first. All right, so that's that one. So the next question, we're on the doctor's couch today. Would you, as in me, would you ever have cosmetic surgery or take Botox? Now, I've actually had a client that told me, oh, you should get Botox for all the wrinkles in your forehead. So would I ever have a cosmetic surgery? So let me answer it like this. I wouldn't say I would ever have cosmetic surgery, but having said that, my teeth, I had a cosmetic procedure done because I always hated my teeth. And so about 18 months ago, I had the Invisalign braces. Now, it's not surgery, but it straightened all of my teeth. I was just amazed by looking at the video how much my teeth changed. And this tooth here, it's not an implant, but I had underneath the, what do you call it? Like a crown, I suppose. It's just this little peg, and then they stuck this new one on top because it wasn't a good tooth. It was the wrong size, and what it's done for me is help me smile, and I suppose have more confidence in my teeth. I just never liked them from a kid. So I had that fixed. Now, is that surgery? Well, it's a cosmetic procedure, so I'd say, well, yes, I would, because functionally, like my teeth, they're supposed to interlock like this. Mine were like this, and so I was never able to, grind like this. They're supposed to interlock. So would you say that's cosmetic? Well, I didn't know that was an issue. And that was a cosmetic procedure. I've had, you can see a little scar here. I had that removed. Now, that was done by a plastic surgeon because, again, it was a big birthmark and I hated it. I had it removed when I was 16, but it was cancerous. So I had it taken off for cosmetic reasons because I just hated it. Like, it was this huge, it wasn't that big, but it was like as big as my thumb on my cheek here, and I just hated it. Yes, I had that removed for cosmetic reasons. At the end of the day, it was cancerous. So I guess my motive was cosmetic because I hated the look of it. I guess the question is implying, would you like the Botox? Would I, do because look, I'm 55. I've got wrinkles under here and everything. No, but now let me talk about the Botox side of things. So I was having some pain in my jaw, like right up here where this joins into this part of your skull. And so I went to my dentist, and she said to me, do you grind your teeth? And I said, well, I'm not really sure, but I think maybe I do. So anyone that's had Invisalign before knows that for the rest of your life, you've got to wear these night retainers. And there are some times I notice before I fall asleep that I'm clenching. So I guess it would be understandable that in the middle of the night, if I'm sleeping, I am grinding my teeth. Now, the dentist said, so I'm just going to have a drink, said that also when you're under like stress and stuff, you can clench more. So I guess perhaps this was all coinciding as well with dealing with the loss of my daughter and all that kind of stuff. And she said, what we can do is we give you Botox. And she said, we inject it on both sides here. And what that does, it lessens the muscle. So it can change the shape of your face as well, because you lose some muscle up here. But she said, then you'll tend not to grind. And she said, because of that, we find that we also need to do it up here. I can't remember exactly why. So I suppose I was going to have some cosmetic benefits from having it here and here. I didn't like the sound of it, to be honest. So I said, let me see how it goes over the next 4 weeks. I had, she got me some different like a different retainer for the top, which is much thicker. And she said it will kind of prevent you from grinding and stuff. So I now don't have the issue. So I was reluctant to do it. I thought, oh, look, I might get into less wrinkles or whatever. It's like, you know what? It's just not my thing. Now, so going back to, like, would I ever have it done? Well, I've explained what I would do. I think like that and other surgery. So like I have clients from time to time that talk to me about boob jobs, breast enhancements, and so forth. I think that's a very personal thing. Some people maybe, are gifted with the body parts that they want, and others are not. And I think it all comes back to how you think about it, right? So if you are not happy with where you are and you think that is going to dramatically have an improvement in your self-confidence and so forth, then I think that's something that you probably need to get some professional help with before you just say, oh yeah, I'm going to do it. So you can maybe dig a little bit deeper and get the professionals that have the tools with that to help you. Look, your self-confidence and self-esteem is a huge one, right? It's massive for your self-confidence, for your just how happy you are in life and so forth. And I mean, I started training because I was bullied, somebody threatened to kill me, and I was just over the fact that I didn't have the confidence to stand up for myself. So I started working out, and so that physically changed my body, and that helped me with confidence. So we all have fears, we all have limiting beliefs, and around how we see ourselves and that kind of stuff. So I think it's not a simple question for me to answer, because it's a very personal thing. My suggestion is that you have some professional conversations around it before you just leap out and say, oh yeah, I'm going to do it because I see this person and they look like that and I look like that. But it doesn't change. Again, it comes back to those other things I was talking about this morning. It doesn't change how you think and see yourself, because you may see yourself differently. Even though others will see you differently, you might see yourself exactly the same. So actually, I've got one more question. Oh, it's 17 minutes. Look, do you know what? I'll bring this one over to next week, it was talking about AI. It's obviously topical at the moment in personal training. Now, how does it play a role, and how do you see it evolving? So I might answer that one next week. But thanks for all your questions this week, everybody. Have a great week, and don't be lazy. No excuses. Let's go.